studied her closely before continuing. "You've kept the ship sailing, you've found work, kept the lads paid, and still found time to repair, refit, and re-equip the Rose, as well as go searching for the poor souls lost in the stream. Considering it's the first time you've captained, I say the lads are willing to see what else you can do. But there's still room for improvement." Dag laughed. "Always. Wouldn't that improvement be better gained under someone else's wing? Let them captain the ship before I make a mistake that gets us all killed? You're still the best person for the job." Dag sighed. "I might have made the call against hunting pirates. It's more dangerous than I would have liked now that we're out from under the taskmaster's whips over at Sherman, Gotrice, and Darber. Probably for the best that we don't owe them anything. Darber might have been a problem, but Arthur was still his son. He won't take what we did lightly. We're not in business with them any longer. That's what matters." Madison rubbed her hands together. "My father did what he had to do while dealing with the banks, even if it made him a lot of enemies. Hunting down pirates is a good way to redeem his name and make us some good money in the meantime. The Navy might be a flock of bastards, but they pay better than the banks and don't try to fuck us out of anything we might make for them. It's because they can't afford to alienate the few people willing to work with them." Neither of them had heard Nimis approach. He rubbed his fingers over his thin mustache, tilted his head, and leaned on the helm. "And she wants to find anything she can on the Basilisk," Dag continued. "Taking pirates down is an honorable venture, but you're getting Avery's attention. He knows you're hunting him. He knows you intend to kill him for taking your father's life." Madison scowled. "He's not worried about me. He's worried about building his empire of pirates, gathering as many as he can to his cause, and putting them between me and him so he can use the Basilisk to increase his fortune." Avery had told them all about how he hated her father for taking his ship, which led to losing his son to sickness and his wife to grief. She didn't know what could possibly drive him after he had his revenge. Greed was powerful, but something else was at play. Dag was right. She had turned her weapons with the intention of finding the Basilisk, yet all she'd learned from the pirates they convinced to talk was bad news. The worst of it was they seemed to be coordinating their efforts. She didn't know what end Avery had in mind, but she would stand in his way as best she could while earning the daily bread necessary for her men. The fact that they were organizing made it more dangerous, but the pay finally matched the danger. It was even better since they were working through the Navy. They weren't losing any big chunks to bankers' discretionary interest rates. "What are you talking about?" Nimis cackled. "The Gypsy Rose is more than equipped to fight those battles. We won't find a better way to fill our pockets with daubs. The bounties are substantial with the rising rates of piracy around here. All the ships we find are heavily laden with enough to make it worthwhile, too. It's still dangerous. Hunting those who hunt is damaging the ship too much. Not with this one at the helm. She always comes up with new and interesting ways to take the fuckers by surprise." Madison gritted her teeth. It was true, but she'd been lucky. They kept company with various merchant ships through the stream and waited for attacks. She'd used how the pirates were focused on those merchant ships to divide them and strike hard. She kept twisting her way out of trouble and hoping it wouldn't come after them. She didn't know how long their luck would hold. The crew continued trusting her, and she continued delving into the books to find more tricks. Most tacticians and Navy helmsmen would do that, but pirates and merchants tended not to. Still, they would eventually run into someone who studied the same books as her. Eventually, someone would know what she was doing, and they would all be killed. She wasn't entirely in the clear from the banks. She'd earned enough for a grace period from payments. She supposed she could have continued to pay off the loans anyway, but after some research, she found she could improve her situation by depositing the money she had made. The period she'd bought for herself was running down, and she'd owe a quarterly payment soon. She'd kept the crew to a tough pace over the 9 months to ensure they had what they needed. In the end, she realized the most effective way to hunt pirates was to wade in the deep dark and draw the pirates.